Often racing in the opening Mercedes-Benz Ireland sponsored 4yo Maiden as they head away. It's going to be Gaelic Pride is going to be prominent and take them on their run towards their first of 15 fences and old. They have to be jumped. Straight from Texas is down the inside in second. Next up and behind these races Paddy Munns down the inside, Thinking Man's down the outer in the green jacket. And last of all is Imperfectly Perfect as they go down to make their way into the top bend. That's going to take them on the downhill run into the back straight, and up front it is Straight from Texas down the inside of Gaelic Pride. Back in third behind these is Paddy Munns with around his outside for company. Races Thinking Man and Perfectly Perfect is the back marker of the quintet. On the run that's going to take them across the road and on towards fence number 2, and up front it is Straight from Texas with Gaelic Pride for company. As they come to it now, Paddy Munns back in third, Thinking Man is fourth, and Imperfectly Perfect last of the 5. Racing on through the gap, about to head on towards fence 3, and as they do so, it is Gaelic Pride, made his debut at Pepperidge Castle a couple of weeks ago in finishing fourth, or rather that was his third run. They in turn are being followed by Straight from Texas, who in turn has been tracked out over by Thinking Man, who ran here just 3 weeks ago. Paddy Munns is down his inside on debut, and last of all then races Imperfectly Perfect, who was 7th at Stolen. So now they got to make their way on around into the bend that's going to take them along the bottom end of the course, and up front it is Straight from Texas and Barry O'Neill being chased into second spot by Gaelic Pride and Jack Hendrick. Third for Paddy Munns and Jamie Scallon, being tracked all the while by Thinking Man and Lee Shanahan, and last of all is Imperfectly Perfect and Brian Lawless. Disappearing from view, they'll reappear on their run towards the first of 3 fences in the home straight. It'll be number 4 when they meet it. And out front it was Straight from Texas in company with Gaelic Pride. They've been 1-2 throughout as they prepare now to come on through the gap and come back into view, and it is Straight from Texas with Gaelic Pride for company. These in turn are being followed next up by Thinking Man with Paddy Munns, and that one's inside and Imperfectly Perfect last of the 5. Out over that fence they go was number 4, and they're going to race on through the gap on their way towards number 5. It'll be their last in a couple of circuits time, and out front it is Gaelic Pride, who might just have the narrow advantage under Jack Hendrick from Straight from Texas and Barry O'Neill down the inside. Third for Thinking Man and Lee Shanahan, who in turn has been tracked by Paddy Munns and Jamie Scallon down the inside. 5 lengths further back then to Imperfectly Perfect and Brian Lawless, and Thinking Man wasn't too clever out over it, got tight to it but survives as they make their way into the top bend that's going to take them around on their way towards the downhill run that'll bring them on their way down towards fences 7 and 8, and as they do so, out front Straight from Texas has established a lead of about a length to the second running Gaelic Pride. Back in third behind these is Paddy Munns, in turn being chased on the downhill run by Thinking Man, and then comes Imperfectly Perfect in the black jacket. So as they rise to the next, number 7 over in front with the advantage is Straight from Texas for the Colombo yard, being chased in second by the orange jacket of Gaelic Pride. They in turn are being followed next in the field by Paddy Munns in yellow and blue colours. Penny Welsh is running the contest, being followed down further back. Next in the field races Thinking Man, change of colours, green jacket for the McGough team, the Mount Lee Shanahan, and last of all in black and white is Imperfectly Perfect for Matty Flynn O'Connor. Making their way into the bottom bend, it's going to take them around on the run across the bottom, and up front it is still this Straight from Texas with the advantage. Has forged an advantage of about 2 now to the second running Gaelic Pride. Back in third behind these is Paddy Munns, who in turn has been tracked a length further back by Thinking Man, who's 3 clear over Imperfectly Perfect. Disappearing from view once more, making the run that's going to take them back towards the home straight again on their way towards 9, 10 and 11. The next 3 fences then meet on that line when they straighten up. And out front, Straight from Texas, the son of Milan, shows the way, being chased in second by Gaelic Pride, the son of Cook Company. Back in third behind these is Paddy Munns, the Mauler. Thinking Man, the Scirocco is next, and they're being followed by Imperfectly Perfect, the Walk in the Park. Back into view they come, and making their way on towards their next fence, and up front, Straight from Texas is over in front with the advantage from Gaelic Pride in second. Thinking Man and Paddy Munns dispute the 3 as they've done throughout. They in turn are being followed back in behind in 5th by Imperfectly Perfect. Here's the fence that'll be the last in the complete circuit's time, number 10 this time, and it is Straight from Texas with Paddy Munns then is inside. Gaelic Pride around the outer. They in turn have been followed by Thinking Man and then Imperfectly Perfect as they make their way on over that next fence, fighting the finish and make the run up to the top of the hill, the highest point of the track. They'll shortly be making the descent. It's going to take them around into the back straight, and as they do so, it is Straight from Texas with the call just from around the outside is Gaelic Pride. Back and behind these in third races Thinking Man. Paddy Mullins is fourth down the inner, and Imperfectly Perfect is last of the five, continuing to bide his time is Brian Lawless. Making their way on towards their fourth last fence, first of two in the back straight, and as they do so, it is Straight from Texas who's over in front with the advantage, and Perfectly Perfect was a bit slower than some of his rivals there at the back as they make their way now on to go through the gap and on towards their third last fence, and it is Straight from Texas from Gaelic Pride in second, Thinking Man is third, with in behind these in fourth then races Paddy Mullins and then Imperfectly Perfect as they go out of the third last fence now and make their way right down the bottom end of the track. They have two fences left to jump, but they've got a long run before they meet the first of them, and as they do so, out front Straight from Texas from Gaelic Pride in second as they swing the bend at the bottom, and it is Straight from Texas, Gaelic Pride's in second, Paddy Mullins in third. They've been tracked by Thinking Man and Perfectly Perfect. Field covered only by about 4 lengths now. They're very tightly bunched as they make their way across the bottom and go now to disappear when they swing in. They have two fences left to jump in the opening Mercedes-Benz Ireland 4yo Maiden, and as they do so, it was Straight for Texas who just about held the advantage. Challenge of Gaelic Pride and Paddy Mullins both loomed large as they continue on their way now along the bottom end of the track and shortly come back into view, and as they straighten on up with the advantage now, it is Gaelic Pride from Straight from Texas in second, and Perfectly Perfect comes through into third on the run towards the second last. It is Gaelic Pride with the advantage just from Imperfectly Perfect. It might just come through to take over at the second last. Gaelic Pride from Imperfectly Perfect between their final two fences. Back in behind these then races Paddy Mullins, but they race on now towards their final fence, and it's Imperfectly Perfect who's got the advantage to the last. Gaelic Pride is challenging as they go inside the closing stages. It's going to be very tight between Gaelic Pride and Imperfectly Perfect. The judge can decide. Very hard call from this angle. Back in behind these in third was the next one, which was Straight from Texas, followed in then by Paddy Mullins, and the final finisher will be Thinking Man.